Anyway, a beautiful evening for it. So, settings. We'll get straight into the testing. So, the little receiver in the side, I'm not quite sure what to call it, rather. It's not the big full receiver which comes in the wireless system with the GoPro mic system. I think that's just for like DSLR cameras and any other camera you want to plug it into. But when you're plugging it into the side of the GoPro Mission 1, I'll just put my visor down here, might give it a fighting chance. Then use the smaller one of the receivers. It has less range, and but I still believe it records in 24-bit audio, which is good enough when you're purely via Bluetooth, i.e. doing away with all receivers, just straight into the back of, or straight into the camera without anything connected into the side of the camera, which really is the only way when you're a motovlogger in Ireland to do it that way, because that then makes your whole system rainproof. So that sound goes down to 16-bit. So I'm recording, as I say, once again, with the smaller of the receivers into the side, which is fine on a sunny night like this, but still no good in the rain. But I haven't done any audio tests like this yet, so I just want to see how that sounds. There's a little button on the receiver which plugs into the side of the camera. Didn't quite know what it was for. I presumed it was something to do with level, and lo and behold, it is. So I've got it on the minimum level, so there's 3 green lights which light up. When it's got one green light on, that signifies that the receiver is recording the input from your transmitter at minus 12 dB. When it's in with 2 lights, it's recording at 0 dB, and with 3 lights it's plus 12 dB. So obviously, because I'm on a motorbike, I've got mine on the 1 light, which is minus 12 dB. I've also got AGC switched to on. Now, you can press the power button on the side of the transmitter inside your helmet, which turns a light on the transmitter to white and also a light on the receiver to white. Do not press that. I have done tests with that, and it's that horrible robotic processing. It's absolutely bloody awful. The big test today is to see, I also have wind reduction within the camera on the audio switched to on rather than auto. My big thing is today is to see, with the wind hitting me straight on, because I don't have any windscreen like I do on my R1300 GSA. I want to see what the audio is like. I've never used these settings before. I'm on the verge of sending the GoPro back because of all of the problems you saw in my recent video. If you haven't seen that, just go back and look at that then, because I'm not going to repeat everything which is going on within this video. But I just wanted to do this final test with the audio this way, which is still no good, as I say, for a motorbike, because rain will still get into the unit. So I just wanted to do this before I send the camera back later today. So I actually did take it back out of the box, which I had it all boxed up in, just to do this test. It's going back in the box regardless, because there's still too many problems. But I am curious about this. I was sort of lying awake last night thinking about this. Why didn't I check this? I thought, why didn't I test this one? So I'm testing it now just to purely satisfy my curiosity. So I am going to come to a standstill when I find a safe place, and I'm going to switch the wind reduction to off, and I will also be selecting a manual gain selection. It does go down with the receiver in the side here. It does go down to minus 24, which was the big exciting thing when this system was released. I thought, this is fantastic, because again, without wanting to repeat everything I've said in previous videos, the DJI Osmo audio, no matter what, only goes down to minus 12 dBs, and it's still too hot. So now it doesn't have the transmitter on the GoPro system. Doesn't have the same impedance as the microphone on the transmitter on the DJI Osmo system. So the good news is, even at -12 on the GoPro system here, it still doesn't run as hot. In fact, I was upping the level a bit on previous tests on this system to something like -6. So I am going to pull in here. Okay, in this next clip, I've set the automatic gain control to off, and I've got manual setting on. I'm leaving the manual setting at 0 dBs, and then we'll take it from there. I should have mentioned, maybe I didn't in the previous clip, that the limiting, or the limiter rather, is on. I shall still be keeping that on in this clip. I'll just keep an eye on the audio levels. It doesn't look as though it's peaking. I'll close the visor again. One other thing I had on in the previous clip was the voice enhance. So you can select a richer tone for vlogging. So that was on in the previous clip. I have just switched that to off in this clip. So quite a few variables, to be honest. I would love the time to start sort of just playing with one variable at a time, but it's quite severe, the change I've just made on this clip compared to the previous clip. Anyway, as I'm talking and demonstrating this audio, can I just say first of all, thank you so much for that reaction to the last video. It got a huge reaction. The one where I said I was packing up the GoPro and sending it back. Indeed, I still am. In fact, by the time you watch this video, it will have gone back, because this still isn't enough for me to keep it. I can't go through what I went through with previous years and generations of GoPro. I just want to leave you with this final test. But like I say, the GoPro will have gone back. A lot of you in the comments have said, why don't you keep the GoPro and wait for future firmware updates? Yeah, and I know that's probably the most reasonable thing to do. I'm just pretty bloody annoyed, folks, that yet again we, as the customer, seem to be beta testers for the software within the cameras. You all know what I think of the picture. I think it is the best I've ever seen out of an action camera. I've said that repeatedly. I'm sure you're sick to death of hearing me saying that. And that's not the issue. Even the freezing of the camera, which has happened twice to date now on this new Mission 1 Pro, within the month of ownership, that doesn't even bother me. What really bothers me is the fact that I bought this camera to do what I'm doing now, but ideally using the Bluetooth connection, and everything they said would, I'm saying they, GoPro said would work, and all of this stuff, it just doesn't. The disconnect between Bluetooth audio and the camera is just no good, and it's too late when you get home to find out that indeed your camera wasn't recording your microphone. It had disconnected without you knowing, and had started recording onboard audio instead. Of course, when you're on a motorbike, none of that is usable. And this was stuff where I'd sort of put a day aside to go out and make my YouTube vlogs. And I don't have much spare time as it is. I'm a very busy working freelance cameraman, and you know, the one day off that I might get every 10 days or so at the moment is filled with making YouTube videos. So you need a reliable camera system to do your vlogging. Anyway, back to that previous video again. There's also what I initially took as quite a bit of hate, but you know what, it's not. It's I shall reverse this and see the positive side in it. I understand it's just a lot of love for from the GoPro lovers, and I see why. You know, we're all here, you know, on YouTube as a result of what GoPro did. YouTube was built on the back of GoPro's success. Indeed, it started with action cam videos. and you know, GoPro were the first at it. So, and I've always said that as well. None of us would be doing what we're doing now on motorbikes, push bikes, or any hobby or adventure without GoPro bringing it to us in the first place. But it's still not good enough all these years on that things aren't reliable, when I'm afraid that DJI and Insta360 are out there, you know, flying the flags in terms of reliability. Okay, so let's start the bike up. So what I've done for this clip now, folks, is I've turned the limiter off. That's the big thing. And I've put wind reduction back to on. I've also set the gain to -3 dB. And we'll see what that sounds like. So I've got my visor open at the moment. I'm going to shut it there now so we get a fair test. I honestly think I could have kept the, by the looks of the meter on the back, I could have kept the gain at 0, because it's nowhere near peaking into any sort of orange or red. The other thing is I've put the voice enhance button back on. Such a shame it doesn't have a low cut switch. Really surprised at that. I've said that in previous videos. So this is the third and final clip from this very, very final audio test. Obviously you're looking at all of the writing on the screen there with all of my settings, just in case you missed me saying that. You might let me know in the comments below. The wind is hitting me full on this bike, which is why I've come out on this one. Now granted, I'm not doing stupid speeds because I can't on these country roads. But I will endeavour to take it up to sort of 100 kilometres an hour. Don't forget, this is kilometres per hour here. Don't get too worried about me. I'm not doing 100 miles an hour. This is me speaking as I would normally when I'm vlogging inside a helmet. So I can't take my eyes off the road at the moment for obvious reasons. So I can't check what the audio levels are doing on the back of the camera. I hope it's not over modding. Once again, just to remind you, I'm recording this in -3 dB. Couple of plus things I do like about the wireless audio is the size of the transmitter is absolutely tiny. Such a shame you can't put it in the I'm saying a couple of plus things. I think that's the only plus thing so far, unless I get home and this sounds amazing, in which case I'll put on the screen at the end exactly which was my favourite sort of sounding clip and what my favourite settings are, and I'll leave it like that rather than doing another long-winded piece to camera. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I shall now go to my findings in a graphic at the end of this video now. I can't multitask. You see, I was checking if anybody was coming and it stopped me talking. And I'll see what my favourite sounding audio is from this. It might be none of it, but I'll put up my answer within the next few seconds at the end of this video. I would like to say, for all of those who've tuned in for this short series on the GoPro Mission 1 Pro camera, and you've been with me through my trials and tribulations, I desperately wanted this system to work. I'm utterly impressed by the picture from the camera, utterly disappointed with everything else, mainly the reliability. And yeah, I get it, the firmware updates, but hey man, why should we? We've all been through it. Why doesn't GoPro just re-release the camera in 6 months' time when they've got everything fixed? Right, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much again. If you do want to see more of these techie videos, you know the drill if you've been following these, because I will be reviewing lots more camera tech on this channel. However, I will not be giving these videos their own time slot like my normal motorcycle videos every Saturday morning at 8 AM on this channel. So if you do want to see more of this stuff, I'll only be uploading and dropping those videos as and when I've recorded something. We've got some, well, I'm sure you know, there's some very exciting new tech just being released, and lots of it on the horizon as well. I'll be trying whatever I can get my hands on, and I'll be buying nearly all of it, because I doubt at this stage any camera company will give me a camera to review. Okay, I'm terrible at signing off. I just wanted to say thank you, okay? Please subscribe to the channel and ding the bell. Then you'll be notified of all of those videos coming in the near future. And here is my final verdict of the sound on this camera. And here is my final verdict. Of course, I was only ever going to know how good or bad this sounded when I got back to the edit and reviewed the clips. I have to say, I thought all 3 clips were very, very pleasing. Again, just to reiterate, it's still no good if you're a motovlogger, because you can't go out with a system like this in the rain. You might as well just use a plug-in lav mic, because the side door of the camera is open. Okay, my findings are, however, my favourite clip is number 2. Although, if I was, again in hindsight, if I was to do more tests, I would now turn the voice enhance on, keeping the wind reduction off and also the limiter off. And I'd also keep it at manual gain, 0 dBs, and therefore the automatic gain control off. Of course, just the one light on the receiver, which signifies minus 12 dB. They would be my ultimate settings for this setup, and I think if I was to have kept the system, I would play around a little bit more with mic placement inside my helmet. Unfortunately, just to say once again, I still can't use this system when it rains, so therefore it is not a viable proposition for me any longer. The GoPro has gone back, and I'll fully hold my hands up and let you know in the near future if indeed I go out and buy another one, because just to say for the final time, the picture quality from this camera is outstanding. Unfortunately, the reliability and the audio side of things with this system isn't quite there yet. Thanks once again for tuning in. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Try and be as constructive as possible this time, please, and I will also try and answer all of your concerns. Dave Perry, Really Good TV.